Hello and welcome to this IRIS LMSALpy tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to load and visualize IRIS data. We are going to use a tool that we have developed at LMSAL to this aim. This tool is called Extract IRIS L2 Data. So let's start in a Python session importing that package. Not there, but here. Import extract IRIS L2 data. Okay, now I have to select a file, IRIS level 2 data file that I want to load and eventually visualize. Let me choose that files. Okay, here are a bunch of files. I'm gonna make this. And for example, I like, this one. I can put it here. To load an IRIS level 2 data is extremely easy. You define the name of the variable, EI, what is the alias for extracts IRIS L2 data. You can use whatever you want. And the module you have to use is load. In this case, it's going to load by default the magnesium 2H and K available data in that file. Now I'm going to visualize the data I have loaded. For that, I'm going to use this method, quick look. And this is the window that it will appear. As you can see, it has 3 different panels. In this panel is showing the slit reconstructed map at this given wavelength. In this second panel is the image of the CCD in this position during the raster. And finally, you have the profile for any of these positions for the data. As you can see, anytime I move the mouse, the profile is going to change and the image of the CCD is going to change. It might look a little bit choppy, but this is because I'm using a quite old laptop and I'm recording simultaneously this session. Anyway, I'm going to show you several functions that are available in this tool. First, sometimes this image, especially if you go out of the spectral lines, are going to be a little bit dark. So you want to change the threshold of this image or the threshold of this plot. As you can see, as anytime I move my cursors, this is changing, so sometimes it's convenient to block this window. For that, I can press B, but let me do something first. I'm gonna do this, start casting. So now every time I press a key, it should appear in the image. Let's block the image, let's block the mouse in this window. I'm gonna press B, like in Boston. And now, as you can see, this is blocked. I can move the mouse over the image, the cursor position is not gonna change. Okay, as I was saying, this is very dark for this given spectral position, and maybe I'm interested to know what is happening at that position, right? I'm gonna make the same. I'm gonna block here this position by pressing B. Okay, so now this is constrained, but I cannot see very much here. So to change the upper threshold, I can press O or P. In the upper panel, to have effect, you have to press capital O or capital P. As you can see, the threshold is changing, and therefore the contrast. I could do the same with the lower threshold by pressing U and I. In this case, because the threshold is 0, is not having any increment. If I press now small case O or P, is going to change the threshold of this axis in the plot. Let's do it. As you can see, this is changing, so I can visualize different size profiles, just changing the threshold of the plot. Okay, now that we can see what is happening here, I might be interested in to change the coordinates of these plots. As you can see, this is arcsecond and this is pixels. Automatically, this code is going to detect the optimal way to visualize the data, but you might be interested in visualizing the data in another combination of coordinates. For that, you can press Y, small case y. Now it's showing in pixel by pixels. Now in pixel by arcsecond as it was previously. Now in time per arcseconds. This is especially useful for sit and stare observations. In time per pixel, again for sit and stare it might be interesting. And this is in helioprojective coordinates in arcseconds per arcseconds, taking into account the information embedded in the header of the file. And here arcseconds by arcseconds. Now, if I press capital Y, what is going to change is this information. As you can see, the information here, now as I'm moving in this plot, in this image, is changing the position, the profile show, and also the intensity for that given spectral position. I can block this image as well. Okay, I'm going to block by pressing B. So now I can move here, nothing is going to happen. As I was telling, here is giving you the information of the slit spectra during the raster. If I change that to pixel by pixel, I'm going to do by pressing Y again. Okay, as you can see, now this is given in pixel and this in pixel, fine. And now I'm going to unblock this panel by pressing B. Okay, now this is and as I'm moving here along the slit, along the horizontal axis, the image in the CCD panel is changing. I might be interested to know at what time any of these steps acquisition were taken. So then I can press capital Y, and the information in the top of the CCD panel is showing the time where any of these steps were taken. I'm going to block again this image in the main panel. Okay. So now I'm going to go to the profile panel. I'm going to unblock. As I mentioned, as you are moving through this panel, it's going to change the image, the slit reconstructed map at this particular wavelength. And as I was mentioning before, it's going to change the intensity. If I come very close to this peak is going to be saturated. Again, I'm going to change the threshold of the upper panel just by pressing capital P. Now, one functionality that it has been implemented is about to have information of the spectral lines available in this spectral range. For that, you can press capital S. Now, as you move along the spectra, it's going to identify those lines that they are available in the NIST database. As you are moving here, the problem is that it identifies every single transition in this spectral range. So that is maybe too much, and I'm going to show you later how to just select those lines of your interest. Now, to remove the information about the spectral lines, you can press again capital S. As you can see, the information has disappeared, and you can move along the spectra again. Finally, the other basic tool that you might be interested is to save a point. When you save a point, you save the configuration of this window. Let me show you. For example, just to visualize better, I'm gonna decrease very much the profile. Okay, so I'm gonna make it very small. And now I'm gonna make the image in the slit reconstructed map more intense by pressing capital O. Okay. And now I'm gonna save this position by pressing A. Now I'm gonna change this position. I'm gonna go here, for example. I'm gonna make this profile to look larger. I'm gonna improve the contrast in the image. And because this tool is based in Matplotlib, I can use the functionality of cropping the image. So you can do it with the magnifier. So you come here, and then I'm gonna magnify this area. As you can see now, the selected area is displayed here, but because I move here, it has changed the intensity. So I'm gonna come back here to the top, and I'm gonna block here, so I can work better in this position. And now I'm gonna save this point again by pressing A. Okay. At any time, I can come back to the original visualization position in the panels by pressing H. Or capital H. Okay. Okay. Now I'm moving here to another position, and I want to come back to the positions that I saved previously. I'm going to unblock this. Okay, so I'm here, and I want to take a look to the positions I saved. I can go to those positions by pressing R or T. Let's go to the other position, and as you can see now, is restoring all the information as it was when I saved this point. If I press another time R, it's gonna come back to the other point I saved. In this case, without zooming in the image and respecting the levels in the thresholds for the images or the plots. Well, that's all for the first tutorial video about how to load and visualize data, IRIS data in Python. Thank you very much for your attention. See you soon. Bye.